Hello and welcome to another edition of Overland Fam. I'm speaking kind of quietly because the family is still inside. They are asleep, and welcome to beautiful Croatia. What am I doing here? I've been traveling quite a bit. We're just on vacation at this present moment, and I was also away for work. Whilst I've been traveling, I've been having a few revelations. So I've been filming a little bit, not too much, okay? I wanted to get you guys some content, but in the same way, I think the reality is that, I don't know, I'm still trying to get used to being on camera and vlogging, and I'm not a real vlogger. This is not a vlogging channel, even though it looks that way. We are going to be traveling, we are going to be documenting, but is it a real vlogging channel? This channel will be unique. It's changing, it's morphing into something quite desirable. Something that isn't desirable at this current moment, and one of the reasons why this whole Africa trip has even come to fruition in the first place, is the way we've been traveling, flying. I didn't fly down here, we drove down here, but I did fly away to Turkey not long ago. And guys, I've got to say this, nothing much has changed. And I don't think it's right for me to sit here and tell you guys why I don't like getting on a plane, even though I have traveled thousands of times, okay? Literally thousands of flights I've taken in my lifetime. It's something that annoys me a little bit, but I'm going to explain to you the reasons why it annoys me. And I'm also going to explain to you the reasons why I love traveling by car, because this trip isn't even over yet, and you can already see the pluses, the massive pluses of traveling by car, especially with your family. So I'm going to get into this right now. First, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, and click the bell notification. That will help the channel to grow. Thank you very much. So where do I start? So 3 weeks ago, I went to get a flight to Turkey. Now this was simply for business, and I had to go there. I didn't really have a choice. I got all my stuff ready. I was raring to go. Took my test, and lo and behold, I was COVID positive. So I had to cancel that whole meeting. Now, I was only positive for some 4 days, okay? And I ended up rebooking my flight, something you can't normally do, but for some reason I was able to rebook my flight with FlyPGS. Thank you, FlyPGS, for having that option. This is something Ryanair, I think, also does. If you're at the airport and you've missed your flight, they'll also book you on another flight. But there are many airlines that just won't do that. You know, they'll just tell you to book another flight, and in many cases it's perhaps even cheaper for you to book the next flight as opposed to moving the flight that you just missed. So anyway, that's what I did. I moved my flight. I think I had to pay 40 euros, which left me in the hole, but it doesn't matter. 40 euros is a lot of money, guys. By the way, when I say 40 euros, I mean 1 tank of fuel for 1 day in Africa, or perhaps even 2 days. So that's a lot of fuel, okay? I'm a bean counter at this present moment. I'm counting every penny. I flew to Turkey, and the experience of actually going through the airport in Vienna, it wasn't that bad actually. The only problem I had before was going through the airport with a mask on, and it was extremely pleasant for me to go through the airport this time and not have to wear a mask. I hate airports, by the way, you guys. I need to tell you that I do hate airports. I just don't like the size, don't like the fact that you have to wait there for hours sometimes. You know, you have to get there even earlier now because of the pandemic and the way it's changed things. Now you need to get to the airport even earlier. So, you know, that's one little pet gripe that I have with being in the airport. You know, the only thing I really like about flying is the actual flying. You know, I love being in the air. I love being away, you know, just soaring above the cloud, doing 400 miles an hour, 3-4 miles up. There is nothing like that. That is a sensation that cannot be topped. Being able in today's environment to pay 30-40 euros for a flight ticket that will do that for you and take you to another place, like being in a portal. For me, there's nothing like it. Anyway, so the flight was okay. In Turkey, the regulations have been very, very relaxed, so I didn't have to wear a mask on board the plane either. Landed in Turkey and had a wonderful time. On the way back, because of some irregularities down to Brexit, thank you Brexit, I was unable to take my flight back to Vienna because Vienna is in the Schengen zone. They wouldn't let me board my flight. I think it was perhaps more down to the airline. I had to then wait another 24 hours. I booked another flight to Frankfurt, which again is in the Schengen area. So I caught that flight. I had to spend another night in a hotel, caught my flight to Frankfurt, landed there, no problem. The passport inspector looked at me and said, "You are planning on leaving the Schengen area soon, aren't you?" I said, "Yes." No, it's true to a certain degree. I have to check that out because I'm now in Croatia. Am I still in the Schengen area? Oh, who knows? Anyway, this is what I mean. Being able to have control of where you go, being able to have control of the journey, not having somebody try and tell you whether or not you can go to a certain place or not. For me, that is worth its weight in gold. Let's say, for instance, I drive to Sierra Leone and they won't allow me to go through. They won't give me passage through the border. I can simply drive around the country. Nothing can stop you when you overland. Really, you are in control. And that for me is priceless, especially when you're going somewhere with your family. Yeah, it can make the trip a little longer, and yeah, it can be a little bit more inconvenient. However, being able to say, yes, we can get here, let's change our plans, and let's change our plans in a way that suits us. That for me is absolutely golden. That was my journey, bit of a nightmare journey actually, to Turkey. I then took another flight last week actually. I took another flight to within the Schengen area, so it was Vienna to Bremen. I took a flight and there was absolutely no problem. There were no masks being worn. It was actually a very pleasant journey. And I really like the fact that you can get so far in such a short period of time. It was only an hour and a half from Vienna, so it was very nice, very quick, very convenient. I landed in Bremen, very easy transfers, and took a train to Amsterdam. So that was my experience. So I've been in Amsterdam last week, did a lot of work there, and then after that I had to get back to Vienna. Now, the reason I had to get back to Vienna is because I was supposed to be on this vacation that you see me on right now. I didn't have to catch a flight. I knew I was going to drive, but I had to get back. And I wanted to get back in the cheapest fashion because the Amsterdam journey was not really meant to happen. So I checked the flights. The flights were all ridiculously expensive, 300-400 euros. What, for a 2-hour flight? I don't think so. Ultimately in the end, I said, you know what, I'm gonna jump on a train. And guys, I don't know, I haven't spoken to you about this, but train journeys are by far my most favorite journeys. I love train journeys. So I took a train directly from Amsterdam that went to Vienna. So they have these trains, they're called nightliners, and you sleep on the train. You can pull your chair and you can have a sleep on the train, and it took me all the way back to Vienna, which is really, really super convenient. However, the journey was very long. It's 17 hours. 17 hours, you know, that's a long time to spend on a train being uncomfortable. So I love train journeys. However, I would never take my kids on a train journey like that. I would book a room, a compartment for myself, and then go on that train journey. And I wouldn't go on a train journey like that anyway. I mean, from Vienna, we've taken long train journeys. We've taken trains to Italy before from Vienna. They're very nice. You know, it's nice to be able to look outside and see things. I don't know. I just think that it's fun. It's nice to be there with your family and to talk and to play games and stuff. But with a 2-year-old, I don't know. I don't think it's the most ideal way to travel. If I was in a car, I could just go from A to B, and that's it. I don't have to think about it. I can leave whenever I want. I can, you know, travel during the night if I'm here in the West. I can get to my destination and not have to worry about renting a car or getting public transport. I could do whatever I need to do there, and then I could get the hell out of Dodge whenever I feel like. Once again, the convenience of having that vehicle. So I got to Vienna, and that's exactly what happened. The car was packed all the things inside. I packed all the suitcases inside the car. We drove all the way down here to beautiful Croatia, and that journey from Vienna took 5 hours. Just 5 hours on a nice, long, clean motorway. Yes, guys. And there was only one toll road. Oh, and we had to pay tax for Slovenia. But apart from that, it was absolutely fantastic. It was, even with that amount that we had to pay in Slovenia, the journey was cheap, very cheap for us. We filled the tank for 60 euros over in Vienna, and we drove all the way down here. No problem. My daughter was fine. We got up early, so she was tired. She slept for about half the way. It was very nice, very quiet, and we enjoyed the serpentine roads coming all the way down here. So guys, you know, those have been my travel experiences over the last 2 weeks, and I needed to tell you this because I needed to show to you guys the real reasons why I'm going to be changing the way I travel. I thought it was important for me to show you guys the reasons why I'm going on this overland expedition. Another reason is because I want to change the way I travel. I want to be able to have a car that is so nice, so good, that I can be in Vienna and say, oh, I need to be in, let's say, Turkey. I need to be in Istanbul. I need to be in Bulgaria. And just jump in my car and drive there. Yeah, it's going to take 10 hours. It could take 7 hours. It could take 10 hours. It doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is that I get there. I get there safely. Okay? Yes, it can be a bit more fatiguing to drive. However, once you get there, you can take a nice rest. And when you wake up, after you've rested, you can jump inside your vehicle. Your vehicle, not the vehicle that you've rented. You jump inside your vehicle and you do whatever you need to do. You take your time. And you drive back when it fits you, when it's convenient for you. And that's the whole point. I think that overlanding is the way forward. It's the future, okay? And I really do believe that this for me is a calling card for me, because I do believe that this is the best way to find out about my history, find out about my culture and heritage, and teach the children about their culture and heritage by bringing them to Africa and not flying around from place to place, missing out all the adventures, missing out all the people, missing out communicating with the locals, that type of thing. You're not going to do that if you're flying around, okay? And nobody else is going to be doing the same thing. I haven't seen anybody else doing it, using overlanding to find out their African heritage. I haven't seen anybody do it. Maybe maybe they are out there in the YouTube ocean, but I haven't seen anybody do it. For us, this is the first. It's the first time for us, and I think it's the first time for YouTube too. It'll be interesting to see if there is anybody else out there who's doing something similar. If there is somebody else out there doing something similar, please let me know in the comments section. So guys, that's all I got time for today. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.